Hello everyone. Today, I have a new FNaF theory. I got a new Finance of Freddys theory. Now I've been working on this for a while. I've been cooking. I've been gaming. I played all the games. I've read all the books. I know the story. Okay, I know everything in the game. So it's I know what I'm talking about. So we're gonna begin. Now, what's my theory? What's my theory? Glad you asked. Glad you asked. Gregory is Toy Chica. Is Gregory Toy Chica? Now, okay, I know what you're saying. That seems absurd. That seems crazy. Toy Chica in FNaF 2. I mean, that was what, like 8 years ago? Gregory, Toy Chica. Now, okay. Hear me out. Now, okay. I read all the books. As we know, in the Bobby Dots conclusion, there's a character called the Tree. Now, this tree tells stories. We all know this. This tree tells stories, and this character is actually secretly evil. We know this because he kills people. This tree is prone to telling stories. Now, okay, he tells a story. Now, who does he kill? Edwin. Who's Edwin? Edwin is Henry. We all know who Henry is. He made the. Edwin is actually an analog for Henry Afton in the game. So in the game, there's a guy named William. I'm blanking on his last name, but it's a guy named William. Bill, as I like to call him. Now, Bill kills people. See where I'm going with this? Now, in the book, the one about the tree, there's a big tree, and the tree's actually hollow. The tree's hollow, and there's a big tiger in this tree. And the tiger tells the stories. He's the one telling the stories. The tiger has two eyes, like most tigers. But one is green and one is blue. Now, what does that mean? Well, one has green eyes. You see where I'm going with this? Now, green eyes. What does that mean? Charlie. That means Charlie. Write that down. Charlie. Now, Charlie isn't prone. Its prerogative is to save things. We know this because of the puppet. So the puppet is actually Charlie, which is one half of a tiger. Now, what are the other eyes? It's blue. Blue. What do we know blue to be? What do we know blue to be? Blue is actually indicative of Bonnie. Blue, Bonnie. Now, who do we know to possess Bonnie? Jeremy. Write this down. Jeremy. Right? Now, Jeremy is a guy. His name was in the FNaF 1 game, so we write him down. That's FNaF 1. So FNaF 1, Jeremy. Now we hear. Right, okay, you following? FNaF 1, Jeremy. Okay, cool. Now, going back to the tree for a second, we know that it kills people. It kills children. We know that it kills children, okay? Now, who also kills children? It's the purple guy, Bill. Bill kills children. So Emily, he kills children. That means, if you think about it, William Bill is actually the tree. He's actually hollow, and inside him is a tiger. Inside Bill is a tiger with two children inside of him, Jeremy and Charlie. Now Charlie wants to save people, and we know that because Charlie is one half of a tiger inside of William Emily, we know that Bill actually doesn't want to kill people. His motive is a lion inside of a tree, which is him. So, what does that mean? That means William's actually a hollow tree. We know this because when we see him die in FNaF 3, he's actually red. And what is the color of a boa tree? It's red. So we write this down. Will equal tree. Will inside tree is tiger. Tiger is one half Charlie and Jeremy. What does that mean? Okay, let's go back. Let's look at Tiger Rock for a second. Alright? I'm skipping forward. We need to look at new material. Tiger Rock. Tiger Rock. We know from the Tiger Rock story, there's a story named Gregory. G-G-Y. And Gregory is actually a secret Russian hacker who pwns people's programs and kills people. Right? He kills people. So Tiger's not in this story, FYI, because I read the books. So Gregory kills people. He also is good at arcades. What does this mean? Okay, we're on to something. We're cooking. Alright. So Gregory kills people? Yes, he does. Gregory kills people. Now, does that mean Gregory's an analog for William Henry? No. William Emily? No. That's not true. I made that up. But what if they're related? Think about that. We know, this is a fact, we know this, that Glamrock Freddys Michael Afton, son of Henry Afton. Right? And we know that Henry and William Afton are brothers. And Henry's wife is named Emily. So, following me? So Gregory, his name, he is related to William. He's his nephew. We know this because Gregory is actually incarnate of a crying child. He went up the caste system, right? So they're basically related by blood. That means he's the son of William Henry, and therefore they're related. William Afton is Gregory's uncle. Now, keep in mind, we did say that that William Emily Afton is actually a tree, which is a part of a tiger, which tells stories, which is actually one half Charlie and one half Jeremy. We know this to be true. Now we go back to Jeremy for a second. Where do we see Jeremy? Jeremy. Jeremy is the FNaF 2 protagonist. We play as him in the game. We are him in a metaphysical, real sense. See where I'm going with this? FNaF 2. I got hair. Alright. We're on something. We're cooking. Hear me out. So Jeremy, if I write this down, so Jeremy, this guy, he's actually one half of the tiger. Right? Which is inside William. Now, if we take a closer look at the data, we can see that in FNaF 2, there's a character called Chica. Toy Chica. Toy Chica. We know this to be true. This is a fact. Alright, so Toy Chica is a character in the game who loses her beak immediately when she leaves the stage. Alright? We know this to be true. So FNaF 2, Toy Chica, missing beak. Okay? We know from the evidence that Toy Chica kills people. We also know that tigers like to eat chickens. We know this to be true. We also know that tiger kills people. He killed the guy inside the tree. Now we know that the tiger is actually infected with the Mimic 1 virus. Now what is Mimic 1? Now Mimic 1 is actually William Afton's digital consciousness. This goes back to our theory that William Afton is actually the tree, but that he's not the tree, he is the lion, he's the tiger. With the Mimic program, he's the tree and the tree at the same time. What? He is the tree and the tree is him. Alright. The Mimic 1 evil program is designed to kill people. But remember, the tiger's still one half Charlie, one half Jeremy. And Jeremy is in FNaF 2. And Chica is also in FNaF 2. And if you get this right, Gregory is William Afton's nephew. So if we put this together, Toy Chica is actually William Afton's nephew. We know this because Gregory is Toy Chica. Well, how is Gregory Toy Chica? Remember I mentioned that Toy Chica loses her beak like day one as soon as she leaves the bench, the stage? Well, what also happens to Gregory in Security Breach? Think about it. What happens to him? Like, do we know? Yes, right. He loses his beak. He loses his mouth. Because as soon as I open up the game, I turned the voice settings to 0. Because it was annoying. Okay. But we're all onto something. Now, we're back to the Mimic. What is the Mimic? Now, the Mimic kills people. Remember that. We have a lot of things that kill people in this game. The Mimic is known to kill people and love children. he was supposed to love Henry Emily's Edwin's daughter, son, Evan. And he does. It's him. But then he also kills people. The Mimic. Who else kills people and loves children? That's right. William Afton. He loves children and kills people. So, if we go back to the Mimic 2 program, which is actually the second time, which is actually not Glitch Trap. It's the Mimic, which is Mimic 2. It's the second version of him, which is actually the tiger, which actually is a tree, which is actually William Afton, who is the tree and the tiger inside of him, which is Charlie and Jeremy. And is like in FNaF 2. So does the Mimic actually appear in FNaF 2? Is this true? The Mimic 1, 2, Mimic 2 in FNaF 2. Now it makes sense because the name is Mimic 2. It's a 2 in FNaF 2. It has to be the same. Right? Mimic is actually Mangle. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed the only character with a bare endoskeleton is the Mangle? Now, the Mangle is the Mimic. But we also know that the Mangle is the crying child's dog. Actually, the dog of the crying child's sister, Elizabeth. So the Mangle is a dog, but it's also the Mimic, which is also the Elizabeth's dog, which is the crying child's sister, which we know to be the nephew of William Afton, who is Gregory. So the dog is actually Gregory and Toy Chica and Mimic and Mangle at the same time. It gets hard to follow, I get it. But you have to understand that Scott Cawthon has wrote a completely unique and complex story. And you can't just sum it up to like one video or one interpretation. It has to be all these things. It can't just be one of these things. It has to be all of these things. It literally does. This is why in the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, the release is October 27th, the Jeremy Hunger Games guy is actually going to be a tiger. Well, one half of one, who's going to be in a tree that is actually William Afton and so they're like basically the same person. So actually, if you think about the theory of infinite universes for a second here, we know that when you die, your soul, your being actually is transferred to another person, which means that you're basically everyone, and everyone is you, because there's no separate people. You're just all the same people. When you die, you just get to live a new life. You, not you, but you, right? And so we know that Steve Raglan, Henry Afton, is actually Jeremy Fitzgerald. We know this to be true because of the theory of infinite universes, which implies that everyone's the same person. Now, if we take a look at the Tiger Cock Rock, we notice that the CEO of Fazbear Entertainment is not Edwin. It's actually some guy who is in love with the tiger so much that he built it. Now, what does this mean? This means that William Afton is actually everyone, including Edwin. It makes sense because of the theory of infinite universes. Now, this is going to be huge news. This is huge. The implication that this has is astounding. Scott Cawthon is the best genius story writer of all time. I can't believe he cooked this. I mean, it's clear as day. He has this all planned out. He's a fucking genius. We should all give him $1 million. And make sure you go see the FNaF movie. October 27th, 2023. Alright, make sure you go see the Focus. There we go. Make sure you go see the FNaF movie. And I'll be right. Just watch Mangle appear, and it's actually a Tiger Rock, which is actually the dog, which is actually Willie Mathen, which is actually Jeremy, which is actually Gregory's nephew. The sister of Gregory is his own nephew. Hope this made sense. If you have any questions, any comments, make sure you leave them in the below. I won't be responding to them. Thank you. Peace.